Up on the Pats. How about you, Neek? Are you sticking a fork in the Chicago Bears?
Oh, absolutely. The Bears are forked. They've been forked since they moved up to draft Mitchell Trubisky, and then they got double forked when they went and thought that Nick Foles was the answer. Like, it's a forking bad issue they got there in Chicago, and I don't think that there's a solution, despite the fact that that defense is phenomenal.
I tell you what, that was excellent elocution, because those are some dangerous thoughts to share, but well done. Let's talk about their quarterbacks. Look, Nick Foles has gone 2-5 this season with a QBR of just 44. Mitchell Trubisky, again, 3-0 when he got benched. If Foles starts this weekend, the Bears likely will be using their 20th different starting quarterback against the Packers since 1992. Yesterday, the head coach, Matt Nagy, declined to name a starter for this weekend, but he did say this about Trubisky.
My belief is that Mitchell has used these weeks to make himself a better overall NFL quarterback. And I don't know whenever and if ever he gets that chance when he does, but I do believe in my heart of hearts that he has grown from this situation. I believe that he will be a better player because of it. If he is going, what I would say is this, is I have all the confidence in the world in him.
So that was a lot of words. Dominique, your thoughts?
I mean, it's another head coach who feels like he is under subpoena and has to be honest all the time. Like, that was awful, and I hope Mitchell Trubisky didn't hear that quote, because it just made him worse. Like, I don't understand the point of that. I'll say it again. Before you sit down to do an interview, all head coaches, all CEOs, all leaders of any kind, everyone is going to listen to your words very carefully, and they mean quite a bit. Before you sit down and you're going to say something, ask yourself, what am I accomplishing by saying this? The goal is not to answer the question. The goal is to forward the agenda that you want to forward. He has accomplished nothing but make us look at this situation and be quite confused. What are you accomplishing by doing that, other than making Mitchell Trubisky a worse quarterback than he was before you said it?
D. Wood, who should he go with? If both guys are able to play based on injury, who should their quarterback be?
Granted, I mean, you put me in a damn hard position here, but I'm going to go with Mitchell Trubisky. And listen, and the sole reason, honestly, is because we know the one thing that's been wrong with the Bears' offense is the offensive line. The offensive line has been ravaged with injuries, and they're terrible. But the one thing that Mitchell Trubisky can do well is he can move around and maneuver around the pocket, outside the pocket, so he does bring a different element to that offense that Nick Foles just can't bring.
Correct. It is an element to the offense the head coach has never shown any interest in wanting to utilize, but it is something that he did well enough to make him a Pro Bowl quarterback and to take his team to the playoffs just a couple of years ago. Meanwhile, Bart Scott, you had a different idea of someone they should be thinking about at quarterback.
Well, in the future, but right now, to say that, Mitchell Trubisky has used his time to get better, it's not a ringing endorsement. That's just saying he went from horrible to bad. That doesn't mean that he's still a starting quality quarterback in this league. But I think next year they should really consider, trying to trade for Sam Darnold, getting a young quarterback that they can try and fit into their system. We know that if the Jets get the number 1 overall pick, they may be moving on, and Sam may have value. We'll see what Sam is capable of these last 6 games with his weapons now. But I think they're going to have to turn the page, and you don't want to have to pick up anybody's option. Sam Darnold is a young quarterback that you feel can still have a bright future in this league. It just may not be with his current team.
Now, I'm with you on that, and you know that I'm a big believer in Darnold. But, Dominique, very seldom does a coach get brought in to develop a specific player, fail to develop that player, and then get to coach the next one. You know what I mean? Like, that feels to me like it's going to be the big question there in Chicago.
It feels like that you often get kind of paired with your quarterback. We're talking about it in Philly. It's always the situation. That's why it's such a big decision when you draft a quarterback. We saw Arizona was the quickest situation where a quarterback and coach were run out of there when Rosen didn't pan out. So it happens quite quickly. I'm not sure that Matt Nagy is going to be able to stick around. If they move on from those quarterbacks, they might also move on from that coach, especially since it seems like he can't get the best out of the guys that they have there.
Yep, it's going to be, again, he comes in there as an offensive guru when they've drafted the young quarterback, and his job is to develop him. And all he seems to want to do is get him off the field. Really quick, Bart, why are you shaking your head?
Well, I don't think that Nagy's going to hang around. I think you have to make that move and make that decision. But because they're so cash strapped, you're not going to get a quarterback that may change your franchise around that year. So you have to go maybe for a veteran. There's going to be a lot of veteran quarterbacks out there, whether it's Jameis, whether it's Sam Darnold. And you're going to have to try and get one of these retreads, maybe even Mariota, but I think that's the same player as Mitchell Trubisky.
If they get Sam Darnold, I'm telling you, that could wind up being something that we remember for a long time. Meanwhile, we are asking all of our analysts today to remember their favorite NFL Thanksgiving moments. Damien Woody, you're next. What's your favorite Thanksgiving memory?
Well, Green, I had to go with my Patriot years back in 2002. We played the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. And I just remember Coach Belichick was like, guys, you take care of business. You got the weekend off. And I'm just looking like, what the hell's going on with Bill? That never happened. So we went out there and took care of our business. Best believe that.
Wow, that's a good memory. It makes me feel a little sad that of all the different things, that the notion he might give you a few days off for a win is the thing you remember. But I'm being told as we speak that we have very significant breaking news. And for that, let me bring Adam Schefter back into the conversation. Shefty, go.
Well, as Jameson Hensley, the Ravens reporter at ESPN.com, is reporting this morning, there are more positive tests in Baltimore. This marks the fourth straight day that the Ravens have had positive tests. And it goes to show that it would have been very difficult to play this game tonight. And it goes to show that it may be difficult to play that game on Sunday. Obviously, the Ravens are pointing a finger at their strength coach, strength and conditioning coach already in a statement they released last night. But the spread continues in Baltimore at this time. It continues to grow. And if it is not contained, then clearly the game on Sunday is going to be not played, and there are all sorts of issues that stem from that because we're past buys here, Greeny, and we're at the point in the season where maybe you're looking at a cancellation, and again, we're going to get ahead of ourselves here. I know you brought up the idea of forfeit. I don't know that a forfeit is going to happen, but how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? How do you think the 72 Miami Dolphins would feel about them having one less game on their record in the regular season? But again, those are issues for another day. The bottom line right now is more positive tests in Baltimore for the fourth straight day as the Ravens struggle to contain this outbreak.
All right, hold that thought right there. I'm going to go to break on that, but off the top of the hour.